guys, today we are here with Parkour Steve, and today we're gonna fight to the death. All kidding aside, Steve is a 15-year parkour athlete who just competed in SPL3, the biggest competition in parkour, placing 8th overall. Throughout his career, he's had to overcome many troubling injuries.
I've torn my right rotator cuff. I've had chronic tennis elbow in both elbows in the past. No more. Wrist mobility was at an all-time low, but we're there now. Tore my MCL on the right side, dislocated my patella on the left side, nearly ruptured my Achilles tendon on the right side, and I had my hip dislocated in football when I was younger, which prevented me from ever getting much flexibility laterally.
Now he's completely pain-free and helping others deal with their joint pain. Today, we're going to sample some exercises that he recommends to prevent and overcome some of these injuries. And make sure to stay tuned to the end of the video because Steve is going to attempt his first ever dragon squat.
So right now we just have 2 plates on the typical sled here. What we're going to do is we're going to walk backwards. It doesn't matter how you hold onto these. This can actually be good to stretch out the back and shoulders if you just lean back into it. But what we're going to try and do here is keeping the feet pointing forward. You're going to try and keep toe first, roll back into the heel, and push back with the toe. So each step is going to really use all the muscles of the foot. It's going to use some calf, and it's going to really burn the quad right above the knee. So we're just going to walk it back as far as we can. Looks like I'm going to hit something before you do. And then when we get to the other side, we're just going to go ahead and wrap this up like that. And we're going to push, trying to get our knee as close to the floor as we push back. This is really going to blow up our knees here, okay?
So how wide of a step do you want to take here?
As far back as you can while maintaining smoothness.
Great.
Yep, big toe, roll the ball of the foot, push with the big toe. Keep the big toe engaged the entire time.
Bend like that?
Get your shoulders over it.
Right. Oh yeah, I feel that much more now.
It's because of the angle. How's the quad?
Yeah, it's starting to light up now.
Keep those knees forward.
I should have worn shoes. My socks are sliding. I can't believe I've never done that before. That was good.
Now that our quads are fired, you feeling your calves at all?
Yeah.
Totally. So,
absolutely.
Going forward, we're really activating the soleus, lower calf. When our legs are straight, that's this upper and medial part. When the knees are bent, it's the lower part. So, we're not going to work the soleus anymore, instead, but we are going to go through and get this gastrocnemius here with some straight leg calf raises.
All right, sounds good.
Let's set that up. What we're going to do is we can start with 2 legs just to see how you feel. Hopefully this doesn't flip over with our weight. You're trying to get balls of the feet on the edge. Leaning forward, so that's why we have this window support. And what you're going to do is you're going to drop your heels, max stretch. Hips forward so that your heels aren't just touching the ground.
Right.
So you want to be floating in max stretch, and then from here, activate the big toes and push up on top. Keeping our legs perfectly straight, and then dropping down, and then coming up nice and high.
All while leaning forward.
Yeah, a little bit of lean forward is good, but you don't necessarily need it since we have this drop here. You can imagine if you were on flat ground, my heels hit so I don't get that max stretch. If I lean forward, now I'm at that max stretch. So we're just going to do that, a little bit. The closer our heels are to the wall, the easier it is. We're going to find a nice angle from where we can keep our quads flexed and bring our toes up high. Now notice my butt is on the wall here. I'm not leaning back. I'm keeping this pressure forward to really strain the tibialis. Knee to foot and then down. So your goal here is to get to 20 reps, but have 20 be the most you could ever do. So if you get to 10, 15, you're like, I can still keep going. Go out farther. Break the mirror with the amount of pressure you're pushing into the wall.
All right, guys, we're gonna do some sissy squats.
So Graham tells me he's done these before, so he's familiar.
But like jump, damn, that's impressive.
Just this motion,
Yeah.
we're putting the quads and the patellar tendon to the limit. So we don't want to overdo that.
Yeah.
So coming down, touch if you want, that's fine. You don't even have to flip over, just lean back a little. And then from there, engage the quads without letting the hips slip.
For sure.
Maintaining that knees over toes action is really difficult because it's easier to flare out, right?
Yeah. Yeah, let me try that.
It's good, that's great. Yeah, look at that, that's juicy, that's great. Cool. Let's just do one more, we'll call that. Boo. Keeping the hips engaged is the best way to do the Nordic, like in terms of the full Nordic, but we'll see what I can do. Sometimes I have to bend the hips to minimize the load, right?
Exactly, yeah. Especially as you get further down into that negative.
But we'll see what I got here as I come through.
Nice, man.
So if I bend a little bit.
Yeah. That was a really solid negative, though.
Not there yet.
Yeah.
Gotta keep playing. Yes. Oh! Yeah, dude. That's good.
Yeah, it gets hard in the bottom.
He's going for doubles. How's the ground smell?
Like roses. So normally I put it like around my sternum.
Yeah, that's a great opportunity to kind of feel the whole motion with a little bit of assistance. I'm gonna take this right to the face if it breaks. Yes, Graham. Yes!
But this is a great way to bridge the gap between
100%. It's the way, in my opinion. Yeah, absolutely.
Between a positive eccentric.
Huge! And I normally do 5. I go for 5. 3 to 5 sets of 5 is what I would tackle.
That means I gotta go for 6.
Oh!
Let me try it. Damn.
This is gonna rip me apart.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got this, Steve. All right, guys, Steve is gonna go for his first dragon squat. Test your might.
Slay the dragon.
Let me just see how far you've gotten.
Sure. So, on the edge, don't want to die.
You can also put weight on if you're...
Opposite weight?
Yeah.
I can always catch myself.
Yeah.
I do parkour.
Yeah, you're pretty good at that.
So, I don't know how straight I'm supposed to keep it, but when I would come around, I would actually put my hand down and pull my leg
Right.
to try and get down into this position,
Yeah.
from which I'd hold it, and then I'd try to get out of it from there.
Which is good, because the higher we set this platform, if you wanted to do like a platform squat like that,
I see. Yep.
that would be a great way to bridge the gap between that. Oop.
He's going down. He's done a lot of legs today. And yesterday, apparently. That's wild. And I'm seeing this ankle flexion too. It's looking really good. Like your heel's still touching the ground.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a wild angle. If I do that, I'm probably gonna get a little bit of heel raise.
So one thing that you could do is chalk your heel, I guess.
So I'll try one more, but I think I'm gonna need to chalk the heel, as you said.
Yeah. Other thing is like...
yes, the elevated pigeon.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I felt immediately. I was like, this is a huge elevated pigeon.
Yeah.
Like,
that's something
upgrade.
I do. And then like, I think they call it Hawaiian squats. You can fact check me, but that's what I call it. I don't do this, but I do it for a warm up for my dragon squats.
Oh yeah.
If my hips are a little tight.
Dude, look at that freaking range.
Yeah. That's a perfect warm up. But I mean,
No chance I can do that.
Give it a shot. Oh.
We're coming down, folks. All right. Yeah, that feels a lot better.
Yeah. Yeah, that's perfect. Perfect.
Right.
You're halfway there. Keep in mind, like, this type of skill work is something that you want to do at the beginning of your workout.
No, do it after when you're exhausted and raise the platform really high so the consequences are infinite.
Yeah.
No, there's no way.
Good shit, man. The way I learned, like, especially like getting onto the ground,
Get some first hip airplane action.
Yeah, like open your hip up, and then you do a little bit of rotation. But I found it easier to grab your toe.
So, you know, there's some pretty complimentary hamstring flexibility. For those of you at home, just grabbing your foot is not easy.
Yeah. Now what I'm trying to do is not grab the toe.
Yeah.
With my right.
And has he done it yet?
I've done it with my right.
Yes. Full extension. And what's the goal down there? Is it to try and touch your shoulder or not touch at all?
I want to touch my shoulder. So I'm close. Very close. And
that's so much harder than a backflip. Yeah, I see the hand down, but that's not, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Come on. And by the way, he complimented me on my calves earlier. I'm seeing his calves tearing his joggers apart.
Yeah, yeah. You got to fill your sleeves, you know?
Let me try.
Oh, there's one in between where you can go just like that.
Okay, yeah, sure.
And whenever you find like the part of the range of motion that's the hardest, that's where you want to spend the most time, you know, like flexing in that position.
Oh, we're flexing, baby.
Yeah.
Let me get my left in here. This feels like a whole different game. Yeah. We're still in it.
Oh, he did it.
First try.
It was great to meet you, and I learned a lot today from your skills and a little bit of the overlap between parkour, plyometrics, and calisthenics all under one umbrella. So
absolutely,
it was great, Steve. Hopefully we'll get together soon.
Absolutely. It's so wild that I just ran into this guy. I ran into this guy on my cross North American travel.
Yeah, yeah. We're both.
Sweet, dude.
Take care. Later, guys.